Aloha, everyone. Let's get right into it. It reads your books in half a wink, it writes your code before you think, but ask a fact, and in a blink, the truth might just go down the sink. Okay, picture this. You've just met someone who seems absolutely brilliant. I mean, they can summarize entire books in seconds, translate any language effortlessly, and write perfect computer code. You're amazed, right? You're thinking, this must be the ultimate genius. But then, something super weird happens. They confidently look you in the eye and tell you the capital of France is Berlin. They vividly describe a major historical event that, well, literally never happened. They give you advice that sounds incredibly wise but is actually completely wrong. It's the ultimate paradox. You're staring at a tool that seems infinitely brilliant one second, but completely broken the next.
So, this brilliantly illustrates our central mystery for today. Is AI a brilliant genius or a confident liar? Like, what is actually going on behind the scenes here? Are these systems magnificent brains or just broken machines? I am so incredibly excited to help you unpack this because mastering this dual nature, it gives you an absolute superpower in today's world.
To solve this mystery, here's our roadmap. First, we'll look at the 5 AI superpowers. Second, we'll uncover AI's kryptonite and limitations. Third, we'll learn the expert's mindset to work with these tools safely. And finally, we'll wrap up with a rapid-fire recap of our core learnings. Let's get moving.
Kicking things off with Part 1, the 5 AI superpowers. I am massively enthusiastic about this section because what these language models can do genuinely feels like magic once you know how to use them.
The sheer scale of our first superpower, summarization, is just staggering. Think back to the last time you had to read a massive, boring 500-page textbook chapter. Ugh, it takes a human days of effort to grind through that material. But AI, it acts as the ultimate condenser. It can process all that text and give you a concise, highly accurate summary in literally seconds. It never gets tired, it doesn't get distracted, and it definitely doesn't get bored. It's the ultimate relief if you're facing a mountain of legal documents or dense research papers.
And the magic absolutely does not stop there. We have 3 more massive superpowers. First, translation. It completely breaks down language barriers, and it doesn't just swap words, it actually understands meaning and cultural nuance to translate seamlessly between hundreds of languages. Next up is ideation. Ever hit a creative wall? We all have. AI can generate 50 different taglines, marketing concepts, or design solutions instantly. It does the heavy lifting of volume so you can apply your human judgment to pick the absolute best one. And then there's codewriting. It acts as a tireless programmer's assistant, totally automating repetitive boilerplate coding so developers can focus on the bigger, creative architecture.
Which brings us to our 5th superpower, simulated reasoning. The crucial point here is that it can break down complex problems step by step. Imagine a detective gathering clues to solve a mystery. AI mimics this process perfectly. It analyzes the information you provide and follows logical connections to propose an explanation. But hey, notice that key word there? Simulated. It is following text patterns and probabilities, not actually understanding the way a human does. It's an incredibly powerful simulation of thought, sure, but a simulation nonetheless. And that brings us to a hard but deeply necessary pivot. Part 2, AI's kryptonite and limitations. It's time for a reality check, folks, because treating simulated reasoning like perfect human thought is exactly how we get into embarrassing and, frankly, dangerous trouble. Think of AI's knowledge as a fixed timeline. The first massive limitation is the knowledge cutoff. It only knows what it was trained on. Imagine you have a brilliant friend who moved away years ago. When you see them again today, they remember everything from before they left, right? But if you ask them who won the 2022 World Cup, they'll draw a complete blank. AI is exactly like that brilliant friend stuck in the past. It literally cannot know what happened after its training data was frozen.
Our next limitation, no real-world grounding. Consider this fascinating difference. It's the huge gap between merely reading a recipe for a chocolate cake versus actually tasting the sugar, smelling the cocoa, and feeling the heat of the oven. AI only has the text. It has never seen the sky turn orange at sunset or felt what physical balance is like on a bicycle. Without this physical grounding, it can confidently assert things that are physically impossible in the real world simply because it lacks an internal reality check.
Okay, quick question to test your logic here. Should we ban ice cream sales to prevent shark attacks? I know, it sounds completely absurd, doesn't it? But this silly question perfectly illustrates our next major vulnerability.
This absurd scenario brilliantly highlights the lack of causal reasoning. A human, looks at data showing ice cream sales and shark attacks rising together, and immediately says, ah, summer weather causes both. You see, a human understands cause and effect. AI, on the other hand, just sees the statistical pattern. It finds a correlation, and might literally suggest banning ice cream to save swimmers. It doesn't understand why one thing happens, it only knows they happen together. And in fields like medicine or business, mistaking correlation for causation can be highly dangerous.
And that leads us directly to the most startling reality check of all. Imagine asking for a biography of a historical figure and getting back exact dates, incredible events, and specific details that sound utterly authoritative, except the person never existed. The AI completely invented it out of thin air. It acted like a smooth-talking, confident liar.
We call this hallucination, or more accurately, confabulation. You see, the AI isn't maliciously trying to trick you. It's just predicting the next most likely word based on probabilities. It's generating text to fill in the gaps without any awareness of falsehood. And here is the absolute golden rule you must remember. For AI, confidence and correctness are completely independent. It is often the most confident right at the exact moment it is making things up.
So let's resolve our opening mystery. Is AI a brilliant genius or a confident liar? Well, the answer is neither. It is a pattern predictor. And navigating that safely requires part 3, the expert's mindset. Here is a massive paradigm shift you need to internalize right now. AI is not a source of truth. It is a source of patterns. The truth comes from human verification. Boom! That changes everything, doesn't it? True experts don't fight the limitations. They work with them. They use AI for its incredible speed and massive scale, but they absolutely rely on human judgment to establish the actual truth.
And here is exactly how the experts do it, the before, during, and after workflow. Before you ask your question, assess the risks and plan your prompts clearly. During the interaction, ask for its sources and request multiple alternatives so you don't get trapped in one single perspective. And after, you manually verify the critical facts. This simple 3-step process is exactly what separates casual, frustrated users from true masters of the technology.
Now, the secret is elegantly mapping everything together. You actively match the superpower with an immediate reality check. Using it to summarize? Awesome, but it might miss nuance, so an expert reads the key sections themselves. Having it write code? Fantastic, but it might contain hidden bugs, so an expert always tests it thoroughly. You constantly balance the jaw-dropping superpower with immediate manual human verification.
All right, let's lock this knowledge in. Part 4, Core Learnings and Recap. Time for a high-energy, rapid-fire summary to cement these amazing concepts in your brain forever. First, let's memorize those incredible superpowers with the acronym STICKS, like a bundle of sticks. Summarization, translation, ideation, codewriting, and simulated reasoning. These are the 5 incredible things language models do better and faster than almost anything else on the planet. They will save you enormous amounts of time and totally unlock your creativity.
But we must balance those superpowers with the kryptonite using the memory trick FAIL, factual cutoff, all hallucinations, inability to reason causally, and lack of grounding. Never ever let it infer cause and effect, and never rely on it blindly for recent hard facts. Remember, you are the ultimate safeguard against the fail.
Which brings us to our final thrilling question. What impossible problem will you solve now that you truly understand AI's dual nature? You now have the exact blueprint to wield this incredible technology safely, effectively, and like a true expert. Thank you so much for watching. If you loved this deep dive and found it valuable, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon so you never miss out on our future videos. And I really want to hear from you. Comment below with your favorite part, tell me where you're watching from, and let me know what complex topic you want us to tackle next. Got suggestions for improvement? Drop them below too. Thank you sincerely for your incredible support. Keep learning, keep verifying, and ask yourself, how will you use your own human judgment to guide the massive power of AI tomorrow?